tempo, along with Art Mack from KRIS-TV in Corpus Christi, and 1984 Olympic champion at 106, Paul Gonzalez. Here's old Shields and Mayweather, how they stack up. Oh, Shields 24, Mayweather 20. The height for Mayweather, a little bit of an edge. The weight very similar, and the reach given to Shields by 3 inches. Mayweather will try to get away from that. In Texas, 10 points to the winner of a round. 3 knockdowns and 1 rule would end it. 1 round, the standing 8 count would not be in effect. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell at all. Actually, the last round only, and only the referee can stop the fight.
This is in the super featherweight division. Your referee is Ruben Carrion. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with silver letters and weighing in at 131 3/4 pounds. His professional record, 12-3 with 1 draw, 5 KOs to his credit. From Houston, Texas, welcome Larry O'Shields. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white and weighing in at 132 pounds. Originally from Grand Rapids, but now fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. This 1996 Olympic bronze medalist has a perfect professional record of 7-0, 6 KOs. He is Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather.
And we get set for action. It's easy to see where these guys would like the fight to go. Larry O'Shields has come off 3 straight 6-round wins, and Floyd Mayweather 3 straight 1-round TKOs.
Well, on paper, it looks like it's going to be a competitive bout.
Shields has a lot of experience, the most that Mayweather's gone against, and Mayweather a very slick and fast starter. Very colorful, charismatic, delightful young man, certainly a lot of confidence. And you get your money's worth when you talk to him. Comes from a fighting family related to Roger Mayweather, the former champion, at 140 and 130 pounds.
Who's his trainer?
And you know, in the Mayweather family, by osmosis, you learn the jab. And you see it there from Floyd Mayweather.
Just sneaked it right in, though.
Able to do a lot off the jab. Mayweather with some pretty good billing. Not only the Olympic background, the fast professional start. He overcame a loss at the first round of the Olympic trials. Forced it to a box off and won. He's been able to produce in many pressure situations up to this point. From Grand Rapids, Michigan.
The thing I like about Mayweather, looking at him in the early moments here, is the way he plants his feet. He has excellent leverage.
Yes, he does. The other thing, too, is that the Mayweather, he carries that trademark, Mayweather right hand. He can put you out once he lands that right hand.
There's a jab by Mayweather. Gets it started here. Showing some respect for the track record of Larry O'Shields, who is 12-3-1, so 16 pro fights for Shields. Knows a lot more than Mayweather's previous opponents.
I think we just saw that right moments ago.
That's true. One thing, too, Mayweather has a beautiful jab, and he uses it to set him up with the right hand. If there's any question about his right hand, it's going to be answered tonight, because one thing, he can throw.
He's been a very fast offensive starter in all of his fights. Mayweather's had 1 4-round decision, 4 1-round knockouts, and 2 2-round knockouts in his career. But you get the feel this has a different atmosphere to it, as though he expects a bit of a distance here. Guy coming in with more experience. Mayweather not knocking him out with the first couple shots.
One thing for sure, Shields certainly isn't shying away from him in this opening round right here. He has applied some pressure.
So, the quietest first round in the young career of Floyd Mayweather. will come to a close.
Watch the mouthpiece. Put the freno down. Put the freno down.
Relax, keep touching the body. You're gonna slow up anyway. Keep touching the body. Don't worry about that. Don't try to knock it. Don't worry about that. It's not gonna come on the door.
Second round between Floyd Mayweather in the white trunks and Larry O'Shields in the black. Super featherweights set for 6.
The thing for Larry to do is just keep Mayweather as much as he can outside with his jab. He's using it quite well. The one thing he wants not to do is walk right into Mayweather's right hand. So he's going to have to give more lateral movement.
In the meantime, he's walking into his left jab.
Shields is not jabbing enough himself, which is basically what the styles would suggest he truly needs to do.
You sense it's just a matter of time in this fight right here, and at what point he's going to destroy O'Shields' will.
Up against a veteran, though, so Shields has more to offer. We'll see how long he goes in. You saw the graphic between rounds of Roger Mayweather and Jeff Mayweather in the corner of Floyd. They did something very few families can do back in February, actually in March. They fought on the same card together, all three. Little homecoming in Grand Rapids. Fun time for them. Floyd considered the star of the family and justifying it here. Good shots.
Yeah, Mayweather's still picking it up right here.
Good shots on the outside. Fires a shot as he's looking in with the head. Almost, if you didn't know him, you would think it was showboating, but crowd may start to think so.
Is Mayweather bleeding from the lip?
Tough to say. It looked like it for a second. There is blood. Lower lip. Mayweather unloads her right hand.
One thing you got to give Mayweather, he is a showman. He was like that in the Olympic Games, and he's showing that tonight as well.
Man, O'Shields saw that cut, and he moved in on him. Now he's backing off.
Well, the showboating characteristics a big part of Mayweather's persona. As you well know, Paul, such a game of confidence and bravado. And the first thing you have to do to convince others that you're indestructible is to convince yourself, and Mayweather certainly has that.
That's for sure.
O'Shields has been plotting and methodical to this point, a style that will not serve him well against the faster Mayweather. He does need to open it up and take a few chances. So the first 2 rounds, we see Mayweather really starting to loosen up. Mayweather on the outside, showing the ability to control from out there, and it's a big shot that Shields took a right hand as Mayweather was falling away.
Absolutely. O'Shields is showing some good boxing skills, but at this point, I think it's going to be a question of stamina. He's going to have to be in great physical condition to last long in this fight with all the punishment he's taken.
The start of round 3. Floyd Mayweather of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Larry O'Shields of Houston, Texas. Mayweather coming in 7-0, 6 knockouts. Only 1 bout has gone the 4-round distance. And O'Shields designed as an opponent to bring out a little more in him. O'Shields 12-3-1, 5 knockouts, coming off 6 straight bouts without a loss, 1 draw thrown in there, 3 straight 6-round wins. So O'Shields coming in with momentum, has the winning mentality, and so would on paper be a much tougher test for Mayweather than the others. But Mayweather's starting to solve him, it seems.
Yeah, he has a lot more weapons, that's for sure, watching this fight here. Both his right and left are devastating, and O'Shields, I don't think, has really landed one good solid shot.
And Paul, it's true that O'Shields has had more fights, but Mayweather has been in more pressure situations when you consider the Olympics.
Yes, he has. You know, with a bigger crowd in the Olympic Games, the crowd here is not affecting him at all. It might be affecting Shields, but the thing about it is Mayweather, like I said, is a showman. He loves this type of performance.
And Mayweather's only 20 years of age, yet he performs as if he's been around 4 or 5 years.
And they learned so much in that Mayweather family. He's around very good, seasoned pros from the time he laced up gloves. And there's a lot of poise you see in those situations because of that. A bit of a swagger. The idea of knowing you've been in with quality people in the gym. All that translates in as Floyd Mayweather tries to blossom in his young career. Mayweather fires a left hook, but back straight up. Good chance for Shields there.
Great left.
Double left hooks by Mayweather. Shields is moving straight back, Paul, and that's not where you want to go.
Exactly. He doesn't want to do that because Mayweather can come forward with a right hand. Now Mayweather switched over to southpaw, I guess trying to confuse him. The thing about it, he should stick to his own fight plan, which is staying orthodox, keep the pressure on O'Shea, and just put the combinations together.
That is exactly what he did. He did go back from southpaw. Looked like he was just trying to show that a little bit.
He's going awfully confident right now, and I believe he senses that O'Shields can't hurt him.
We may see him tap dancing and selling tickets in round 4. Floyd Mayweather getting some good shots in. O'Shields is there to be competitive and could stun Mayweather if Mayweather is careless. But O'Shields has not made him pay for too much yet.
Right there. Look right there. Here we go. Hit the button.
Come on outside the jab.
Be focused, be focused. Okay? Don't make this guy make you look bad, man.
We start round 4. Floyd Mayweather and Larry O'Shields. Mayweather, the Olympian for the 1996 Games out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, coming in at 7-0 with 6 knockouts. O'Shields from Houston, Texas, 12-3-1 with 5 knockouts. And finding out that Mayweather's pretty talented thus far.
Absolutely. The one thing that's really hurting O'Shields in this fight is the fact he's not a very good counter-punching. When Mayweather unloads with his fury, he backs off before O'Shields can react. If he had a bit of a counter-punch, this would be a more effective performance by him.
It's a good point. You make the guy miss, you do have to make him pay, and he's been a little slow to make Mayweather pay. And Mayweather has the angles after he misses to be just far enough out of reach to do that. So Mayweather, 2 left hooks, 1 to the body, 1 to the head.
O'Shields is very slow getting off,
which allows Paul Mayweather to make some mistakes and not have to pay the price if your opponent is slow.
Exactly, but then again, you don't want your opponent sneaking anything in on you. What Mayweather is starting to do now, he's starting to walk his opponent down. He's starting to walk Shields down. And by doing that, we're going to see him throwing a lot more combinations as you just saw right now.
Here it comes. Left hook by Mayweather. It was a looping shot. Left hook from out deep. Firing from perhaps a little further away than his corner would like, because he's not able to turn into that hook. He needs to be a little closer, but he certainly does have the pop and the explosion when you look at his technique. Paul, do you think Mayweather is using a little bit too much of the ring at times tonight?
At times, yes, but it's you working for his advantage. The thing about it is, as he's moving side to side, he's also catching the chain coming in. And by doing that, he's able to catch him with different combinations like a left hook and right hand.
And Mayweather landing some punches here from defense to offense. Fired essentially what would almost be a right hook from a right hand stance, which you can't do. He squares up. And that's some good athleticism there by Floyd Mayweather. It has nothing to do with boxing in a sense. It's just a good athletic instinct. He turned and got some shots in.
He's got the foot speed, he's got the quickness, he's got the combinations. He has a wide arsenal. And O'Shields is seeing every bit of it in this round.
That was a great three-punch combination from Mayweather moments ago after O'Shields missed. So it becomes more and more the Floyd Mayweather show as this one finishes up round 4. We start round 5, scheduled for 6 super featherweights, Floyd Mayweather and Larry O'Shields. Mayweather off to a very fast start as the referee does some maintenance in the corner. I'm Dave Bontempo along with Art Mack and Paul Gonzalez. Glad you're with us from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. And what is billed as Oscar night at the Alamo Dome. Oscar De La Hoya will be fighting David Kamau a little bit later on. And still to come, Gennaro Hernandez and Anatoly Alexandrov. Here, Floyd Mayweather has really pulled away in rounds 2, 3, and 4 and showed a lot of those sweet skills that were advertised.
And he's just waiting for O'Shields to make a mistake right here before he comes in with that left hook.
Well, O'Shields has been fairly predictable, coming straight ahead. He's been a plotter, a worker, and has given an honest effort. But Mayweather's speed, his sense of lateral movement, and his timing have been too much.
Plus, Mayweather's a showman in the ring, isn't he?
Well, something that you always welcome if it's done the right way in boxing. You could use a few more personalities, a lot more flash, somebody for people to get behind. And Mayweather is a delightfully refreshing, confident person to talk to.
Combinations that I like that Floyd is throwing is he's going downstairs to the body and coming straight up with a right uppercut and coming back with a left hook right hand.
Everything emptied here by Mayweather, but he's slapping with some of these shots here. Wide shots, but as he squared up, he slapped, and they did not have the power. As we get into the second half of round 5. Shields trying to dig, almost nothing on his punches to this point.
That was the first legitimate shot he's landed in a couple of rounds.
And he pushed it out there.
This fight is growing very one-sided.
Mayweather has really found his groove, and O'Shields has slowed down, coming straight out and basically giving Mayweather the stylistic tools to pick him apart. Mayweather smiling. There goes the tongue out. That's not good.
Not good at all, especially Shields. Mayweather figures, hey, he can't hurt me, so I'm just going to box him.
That is one thing about Mayweather, is it does seem at times not to know the line between what is
showmanship and showboating.
Yes, and needs to learn it. Final seconds of the 5th round. Mayweather coming up the middle, firing shots from a squared up stance. O'Shields taking it from every direction,
O'Shields is becoming a very sloppy fighter right here.
He's taking a very methodical beating as round 5 draws to a close.
Grind this motherfucker this month. You won't get nothing. I know. Keep thinking to the bottom. Can't get to the bottom now. You're already in here now. Look good. You got one more time and more different. Use your hands. That's all you gotta do. If you start saying you get inside your stand there. You just go that's all. Touch him up. That's right. Hey, you gonna come up, frame borders, or you gonna do everything you got this last round? Okay, hands straight. Go back to that body. Okay. Yep. Good last round. You got what about his head? Keep hitting that body. Let's go.
Final round between Floyd Mayweather and Larry O'Shields. It has been a one-sided effort now in favor of Mayweather, especially over the last 4 rounds. Mayweather coming in at 7-0 with 6 knockouts. And O'Shields, who came in with a winning streak of 3 and has not lost in 6, finds that to be in extreme jeopardy. He would need a knockout, but he only has 5 in 16 bouts, and this is not his type of venue for that.
But there's no question Mayweather wants to finish strong, and he is.
Well, he's doing the showboating thing here, moving on the angles. Showing some hand speed, but not really loading up on his shot.
No. We were talking about his balance with his feet earlier in the fight. He's not doing that at all right here. That's where the cockiness comes in.
Also, as you indicated earlier, that he's slapping his punches and not really landing, turning them over.
Paul, it's like a guy that wants to dance rather than to fight at times.
Let's go. Punch your way
Wants to show off some of that speed.
And as he starts moving up the ladder, it could hurt him someday.
So O'Shields making the most of it that he can here. Got to fight in close quarters.
Doesn't seem like it's Mayweather's night tonight.
Well,
just an off night for him.
Well, Mayweather has gone to the 6th round for the first time. But we talked earlier as he explodes here.
He could go down here.
About some of the slapping and some of the inconsistency.
The thing about Mayweather probably going 6 rounds, he probably was thinking to himself, I need to pace myself. I need to pace myself. I don't want to get tired.
Yeah, but there you see the tongue come out again. Sign of a guy not really focused on what he needs to be focused on.
No, you don't do that at close range, do you?
You don't do it at any range. But if he could take all that energy and harness it and stay riveted on his objective throughout the fight, Mayweather can come along a lot. But you see a lot of slapping here. That will not get the knockout for him.
Absolutely not. The thing about it is, like as you indicated, he needs to stay focused on his game plan.
And he hasn't done that.
Nonetheless, Floyd Mayweather will very easily go to 8-0 as O'Shields just could not get any attack sustained against him. Crowd showing some disapproval. They didn't get the knockout. In fact, it hasn't been a night of knockouts. Fights going the distance. And Larry O'Shields came in with a winning streak, but didn't really show us why.
It's true.
He didn't show much at all in this fight. We have to keep in mind Mayweather's only 20 years of age, so he has some growing up to do.
Not only that, you got to also take into account that Shields probably never fought under such
We have a
pressure.
unanimous winner, still undefeated, pretty boy Floyd Mayweather Jr.
So Floyd Mayweather improving to 8-0, and we'll have a lot to look back on and learn from this fight. He had some moments where things came together, and other moments where he looked not consistent, and surely his people will pick up on that. As you say, he's only 20 years old. A lot of time for this talented fighter to blossom.
And I think if he had spent more time concentrating on his fight game and the fundamentals instead of showboating in the ring, he may have been able to plant his feet and score a knockout tonight. But because of his dancing around, he wasn't able to do that.
Yeah, I think a lot of his showboating cost him a knockout.
Mayweather up in his record to 8-0 with 6 knockouts. O'Shields drops to 12, 4-1 with 5 KOs. Take it, Dave.
Okay, thank you, Art. Floyd, what do you think of your performance here in this first 6-rounder?
It was okay, you know. I got a chance to get out tonight, you know, go to 4 rounds and box. Show people I'm just more than just a puncher. I can box also.
Well, you had some moments where things looked very good for you offensively. Then you seemed to slack off a bit. What do you think happened there?
Well, you know, this profession, you want to take your time to relax and get the job done. Don't rush. If a knockout come, it come. But if it don't, try to get the win the best way you know how.
This guy had the most experience of guys that you had fought up to this point. Did that figure it all into the pre-fight plan, his 16 fights?
He was a very excellent fighter. He was real rugged and tough and strong. And I took my time, relaxed, and boxed tonight, you know. I done a little punching, but I see I couldn't get the guy out, so I just boxed. And then my corner told him, box, go to the body, and, you know, get the win.
You've been described as a showman. You kind of like that?
Yes, I mean, I want to bring something different to the boxing game. Ali done it, so why I can't do it? You know?
Hey, what happened with the tongue coming out a couple times, though?
I'm taunting the guy, playing with him, you know, getting him out of this game, you know, the best way I know how. You know, and that's what I did. I just try to come up to win tonight.
All right. What do you see as your most immediate goals after this?
You know, I'm still learning. I want to go to the gym, back to the gym, work on some things. I didn't have a lot of time to work out for this fight, you know, because of some problems I had, personal problems. But I'm glad I got the win tonight. And I like to thank my dad. I like to thank NYC, my new clothing wear, NYC.
All right.
They sponsor me.
Floyd, you got them all in. Let's take it back to you for a second, Art.
Well, as he said, he likes being a showman in the ring, and he showed that tonight. But it's the cockiness in the ring that could hurt him down the road, especially with that tongue coming out with his opponent right up alongside of him.